Good morning, everyone. I'm Becky Waterfield, and it's my privilege this morning to talk to you about my why for giving to Wilshire. As is likely true for most of us, my motivations for giving have changed over the years. My first experiences in giving were as a child. I think they were probably motivated at that point by that little envelope that we all remember, you know, the square one that had the little boxes that you checked off. Now, I know the kids don't know what we're talking about, but every week we checked off what we did, read my Sunday school lesson, attended church, brought my Bible, and gave my offering. And so I know that as a child we learned that we were to give and to give gladly. So I put my money in the envelope, checked off the box, and gladly turned it in. But at that point I had absolutely no clue probably where that money went or what it was used for, or even that it took money to operate a church. But fortunately all of that has changed. As I have matured in my faith, so have my reasons for giving. I realize now that giving is a spiritual discipline, and it's one that makes us feel closer to God and more invested in His work in this world. And for me, there is no better place to be church and do church than here at Wilshire. I love Wilshire and the way that it feeds all of us spiritually, and there are many inside church reasons that I want to give. And I love that Wilshire also gives outside this church to our community in so many different ways. Okay, some of my inside reasons. First of all, I look around every week at this beautiful space that we have, this sanctuary for us to meet and to worship. We have these fine musical instruments and furnishings, and it's a place where we can congregate, lift our hearts in songs, contemplate the words of our pastor, pray together, and just be church together. And outside of this sanctuary, we have many other wonderful spaces in this church to learn, to serve, and to fellowship with each other and build community. And also, inside this church, we have an incredible staff. We're so blessed with a long-serving, highly qualified, and devoted ministerial staff and residents as well, to guide us spiritually and facilitate our worship, our learning, and our community building. And they and we are further blessed with an amazing support staff that works daily to make these things happen in a wonderful way. And you know, it really is so easy to take all of this for granted, to just show up, but it requires tremendous work, thought, planning, and funding. All of these inside things that we don't always think about do require a generous budget. Our buildings must be maintained, heated, cooled, insured, made safe. We also have payroll obligations and business expenses, as well as a library and a kitchen to be furnished. I could go on, but you get the idea. It does take a great deal of money devoted to our operational budget to make this inside space what we love. A place to worship, learn, serve, fellowship, and build community. A community of faith shaped by the Spirit of Jesus Christ. And I want to support that. And now looking at the things that Wilshire does outside this church. I know, again, once that I can't possibly list everything, but we do so much for our community near and far. We're a church for everybody that reaches out to fill needs. We support the work of CBF and many other local charities and organizations. We both fund and take part in missions and mission trips. We feed people, we shelter people, we minister to people. In short, as Christ followers, we do the work of God. We, as a congregation and a church, work to help bring the kingdom of heaven to earth. We are working to become a bold witness to the way of Christ in our time. And again, I want to support this with my gifts. So, living into, helping to fund, and participating in the vision and mission of Wilshire Baptist Church is my why for giving. What is yours?